Hello class, I will be your teacher today. My name is Miss Matney. In today's lesson we're going to solve a system of equations using the substitution method. A system of equations is a collection of two or more linear equations that have the same variables. The solution to a system of equations is a point that lies on both lines that represent the equations in the system and is found at the place where the two lines cross each other, known as the intersection point. To solve a system of equations with only two equations, we will use these 4 steps. Step 1. Solve one of the equations for either x equals or y equals if needed. This will let us substitute the expression we use to get into the other equation. Step 2. This is where we actually substitute the expression we get from step 1 into the other equation. Step 3. Now that we have substituted our expression into our other equation, we solve the second equation for the variable that remains. Step 4. We must substitute our solution from step 3 into one of the other original equations to find the solution of the other variable. It doesn't matter which equation we use, but one is usually less work than the other. Now that I have explained the 4 steps, let me work on the example to show how to do each step. Our equations are 2x plus 3y equals 5 and x plus y equals 5. For step 1, we will be working with x plus y equals 5. And we will solve for y. Okay guys, so we're going to use minus x from both sides, and that will give you y equals x minus 5. To solve x plus y equals 5 for y, we must subtract x from both sides. This cancels out our x's and leaves us with y equals 5. Cancel out the x's, you just mark them out like this. For step 2, we will substitute 5 minus x into the second equation in the place of y. We can do this because y is the same as or equal to 5 minus y. For step 3, we now must solve this equation for x. To do this, we must distribute the 3 to the 5 and the negative x, or multiply 5 and negative x by 3. We now have the equation 2x plus 15 minus 3x equals 5. Next we have to combine like terms, which is 2x and negative 3x. This simplifies to negative x plus 15 equals 5. We now have to get x by itself, so we subtract 15 from both sides. Our 15's on the left side cancel out. And now we have 5 minus 15 is equal to negative 10. We can't have a negative x, so we have to multiply both sides by negative 1. Because when you multiply two negatives together, you get a positive, and anything times 1 is itself. So we got to get a positive x instead of a negative x. On the other side, we get a positive 10 the same way. So x is now equal to 10. For step 4, we must substitute the 10 we got in step 3 into one of our original equations. The easiest would be x plus y equals 5 equation, because we can get y by itself in one step. Substitute 10 in for the place of x, and we get 10 plus y equals 5. To get y by itself, we must subtract 10 from both sides. Doing this, we get y equals negative 5. Because this 10 cancels out. So the solution to the system of equations, 2x plus 3y equals 5 and x plus y equals 5, is x equals 10 and y equals negative 5, which we write as a coordinate in the form of x, y. The coordinate 10 and negative 5 is the point where our two equations cross each other on the coordinate plane. So as you can see, 2x plus 3y equals 5 and x plus y equals 5. X is equal to 10 and y is equal to negative 5. And this is the way you will write it as a coordinate point. Now class, here is one for you to try. Remember to use the 4 steps that I have shown you in example 1.